Hi guys, welcome to the first episode of SEO Analysis. And this episode, I'll be analyzing one of Nigeria's most visited entertainment sites, NaijaLoaded.com. This site has been around since 2009, so it's safe to conclude that the webmaster knows how the game works. And this is very obvious in their site SEO strategy, as they get roughly 53% of their traffic from search engine. Now, this is quite unusual for entertainment sites, as most of their traffic comes from social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and the likes. But this particular site is getting a huge chunk of its traffic from organic search. So what I'm going to be doing in this episode is to look at what they are doing right and what they can do better. But I hope you learn one or two things by the time we are done analyzing NaijaLoaded. So the first thing I noticed is when you land on this page, there is this pop-up that comes up. If you're in this site, you want to avoid that kind of pop-ups because it sends negative signal to Google algorithm. Reason being that when people come on your site and the first thing they see is that pop-up, they want to go back and it will increase your bounce rate. Bounce rate is the number of times that people leave your site without interacting with anything on your page. So you want to avoid a high bounce rate so that you would not get negative signals from Google algorithm. So I think NaijaLoaded can do with the pop-up, but they are big boys, so they can obviously get away with a lot of things because they have the name already. But if you're just starting out, this is something you really want to avoid. So aside from that, I really like the simplicity of the site because it makes it easy for users to navigate from one category to another. Now, if you read my recent post about some of the mistakes that entertainment bloggers make as far as SEO is concerned, I laid emphasis on the site URL. NaijaLoaded is doing very well when it comes to URL optimization. Reason being that I'll open a category page. This is the music is a category page, for example, here. And if you look at the URL, they have strategically removed the category that you find in most. If you check most entertainment sites, you find the domain slash category, then slash the category page title. So you want to do away with this. There is a particular URL, there's a particular plugin meant for this. If you cannot do it manually, you can just, if you are on WordPress, you can Google search remove category URL. You install the plugin and to automatically get rid of the category in your URL. So you want to keep your URL as short as possible. This is a typical category page on NaijaLoaded. And before I continue analyzing this page, I want to bring attention to something. Look at this word right here. Check out latest Nigerian music. This is a keyword that this page has been optimized for. So the thing is, most people, they set up category page as a menu. They just put the content there. They don't try to optimize that particular page for it. They don't try to optimize the page for a particular keyword. So you want to copy NaijaLoaded and at least put one of these keywords on your category page. Don't let it just be a page with a compilation of articles or posts in that category. You want to sort it out in such a way that you have at least a keyword, a primary keyword on the page rather. So aside from that, it's more or less a typical category page that you see around. Latest posts have been updated. Now that's that about the category URL. Then the layouts, it's very important that users are able to navigate from one post to another. That is the main purpose of having an entertainment site. You want people to go from one point to another, click from one post to another, lead them from one post to another. So you want to keep your site very simple enough to encourage easy navigations for users. So now let's check out one of their posts so that we'll see what I'm talking about. Now this is a particular post by it's a music post, obviously. So okay, this is the pop-up I'm talking about. You don't want this. This is very bad for SEO. As a matter of fact, it might negatively impact your SEO because people will just bounce off after seeing this. You don't want this on your page. Now this is a particular page. Look at something here. If you are to be searching for this guy, obviously NaijaLoaded will come up first. And the reason it's not far-fetched because the keyword, look at this keyword, download Kingdom Yaomi. You can copy and paste, go to Google. I can bet you that NaijaLoaded will be one of the very few sites that will have this music on Google. Reason being that it has been you see, it's on number 1. And the same thing will apply to most of other stuff. most of other articles in that same category. Reason being that the page has been strategically optimized for this particular purpose. Yeah, so now the analysis is not just about this guy. I noticed it might probably be a new guy, so I'm opening one of Likesh new music. It's a page. Yeah, I think this is a very new music, September 10. Now we'll strategically look at how the page has been designed such that it will be very, very easy for this domain to rank for the keyword. Now, if you are searching for, most people will search for Likesh, they'll search for something like this, and the title, let's say, yeah, something like this, without the quote. Now, I can bet you that this site will be one of the top 5 for this result. Oh, let's just put MP3. Might even be the number 1. And the reason is very, very simple. You see, number 1, the reason is very simple because it has been optimized. Look at the keyword. The keyword appears there. 1, see this? This is the artist name. It appears like 3 times in a very short article. The music name is here. The music name again, and joined together. These are the most important thing to get here is that they are using their keywords strategically in each of the articles. They are not just putting, oh, download the music here or something like that. So they are using the keyword, different variation of the keyword, the artist name joined together, the artist name separately, the MP3 name, the song name actually. So, and the download, look at the URL now. It has the artist name in the URL, and there's MP3 and download in the URL block. So it's not rocket science. It's very, very simple. If you have a page that is targeted towards a particular keyword, use the keyword in the article few times. Don't overdo it, few times reasonably, and that's just about it. Just different variation of it. So it is very, very easy to rank. Okay, let's say a guy that does not even know who Likesh sang the song with is just coming to say, I want to download Likesh Flanger in MP3. I can bet you too that NaijaLoaded will be one of the top 3 sites. If you see, is the first one because the page has been optimized specifically for that particular keyword. The idea there is when you are creating your page, do it intentionally. Don't be intentional about it. Do it strategically. Now let's look at the image. This is the image on the page. So let's see if the image was optimized. Let's see if the let's see if the image was optimized for this particular keyword. So obviously the image was also optimized. Here it is. It has the name of the artist and the title in it. So it is very, very easy. Optimize your page. Use the keyword as expected on each of the page. And another thing, important thing that NaijaLoaded is fond of is interlinking. They're always linking between one article and the other. Now the good thing about this is that it will encourage easy navigation from a page to another. It will increase the dwell time on their domain generally. So if you're a Likesh fan, you've downloaded this and you want to download the other one, you click on this one and you land on this page. So it is that easy, really. It is that easy. If you look at this page, you can study the templates and apply it on your site if that will help you in any way. So yes, you see there is a template for it. The artist name, the artist name, the producer, and all of that. So it's not a difficult thing to do. It's what you can do and win yourself. And I'm very sure they don't send internal link. They don't send link to these pages specifically. So now imagine optimizing it and sending 1 or 2 links, external link to this particular page. Obviously you rank very, very fast for it and you get yourself some nice traffic. Now look at this particular keyword, and let me do a quick comparison between NaijaLoaded page and this other page that is ranking number 2. The articles were published on the same date, obviously, but there's something very wrong about this second site, 36ng.ng. The URL to start with, you can see it has a date in the URL. Don't ever make that mistake. Don't put dates in your URL. It makes things very, very long and complicated. So you can see NaijaLoaded has boycotted that, which makes it very, very easy for them to rank for most of their targeted keywords. So and yeah, I'll come back to that much later. Okay, it's here now. Okay, so now aside from having the keyword in the page title, Let's see what else this site has. That's just it. That's just it. You see, it is not as optimized as, does not even have the keyword specifically in the article content. That's it. That's just it. So look at the optimization on this page as compared to this other one. Very far wide apart. Aside from individual article optimization, another thing you should take note is the page speed time. This is an aspect of technical SEO that people rarely talk about. It's very important that your site loads fast as possible. People don't have time. The attention span is very short, so you want to render the page very fast. And one of the ways to get this done, you can see navigating through NaijaLoaded is very fast. One of the ways you can get this done is by hosting your site on a cloud server. That makes things very easy and less complicated. So there you go. We talk about the URL structure. Then there's something very important that people don't talk about that often. Let's open a particular article. This is the issue of the above the fold content. Now, when anybody lands on your site, this is what the site will look like to them. When I say above the fold, it means the number of content, or what the content that you have on your page before user have to scroll down the way I'm doing now. So now for the above the content, it's obvious that NaijaLoaded has like they have basically the article title, image, and you have to scroll down until you get to until you spend like some seconds on the site before you see the article content. Now the benefit of this is that users don't just read and leave. They have to scroll, they have to interact with the page, and when they do, it increases their dwell time on your page and positively impacts your SEO. So that's that about page optimization and above the fold content. Now, personally, I think the number of ads on this site is too much, but you can't blame them for it because they generate their income from ads. But if you run let's say an affiliate site, you don't have this number of ads on your page to distract visitors, and you might end up losing money instead of making money. But if you rely solely on AdSense, obviously you want to have as much ads on your page as possible so as to avoid losing conversion. So that's about it for NaijaLoaded, and I think most entertainment blog can learn one or two things from their on page efforts. And something I would talk about in rounding up is the domain authority. This site has been around for a very long time. Imagine the domain authority is 60 for this particular page. 60 over 100 is not a small deal, and it would take a while for a new site to just come and dominate this particular site on search engine results page. But then if you know how to play your game very well, there's nothing stopping you from giving them a run as a competitor. So yes, age matters a lot, and on-page optimization matters a lot as well. So that's it on this episode of SEO Analysis. I hope you've learned one or two things, and see you next week.